Gemini, welcome to your November 2018 love reading. I've already posted your general reading for the month, Gemini, so you've got a bit of a fantastic reading, by the way. We have two sort of outcome cards. The Ten of Cups and the Sun card are both your outcome cards. Sorry guys. The Ten of Cups is about the rainbow after the storm. It speaks of a sort of happy conclusion to a chapter. And the Sun card is the overridingly positive vibration. Okay, the Sun card is always a yes. It's always good news, opening, communication, relationship, that sort of energy. And your central issue is the Four of Wands. So when the Four of Wands shows up, this is a threshold card. It's a new beginning, which tends to be about you and other people. And it is a relationship reading. So there's actually quite a few cards about you in relationship this month. And the relationship energy seems to be very, very sweet here, Gemini, to tell you the truth. A lot of emotional expression, a lot of emotional satisfaction. Exactly what you deserve, guys, okay? So you've got three cards about being in very sweet communion and emotional expression. Now, when you're watching this, you might not feel that way. Just a word of warning, because you're in the energy of the Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands, this could be you or someone that you're in relationship with, is a very guarded, very standoffish energy. Most of you who know me know it's my PSD card. It's like, I've been hurt before and no one's going to hurt me again. So it tends to be a very protective energy. Here's the original image of the Nine of Wands, and I love this image. So this might be how someone's acting around you. Now, don't forget the esoteric rule. If someone shows up for you in a certain way, you can resolve the issue by resolving it within yourself. Complex, I understand, Gemini, but that's the lineage that I represent, okay? And that's how I work. Now, you then move towards the Page of Pentacles. You've had Pentacle energies for months, Gemini. This tends to represent, it could be a new job, it could be some sort of new course of study. Something new is coming your way. Okay, now it's only a page. So the pages are all about beautiful new possibilities. This might be an earth sign person, by the way. Or if not, some of you are starting some sort of new chapter, and there's an awful lot of sweet relationships around this chapter. So I really, really like it. And as I said before, your first outcome is the Ten of Cups. So you go from guarded to this beautiful little Page of Pentacles, which can be a bit of new material chapter. Or it can be, the pages can quite often represent crushes, okay? But they're crushes. It's not manifested yet. Or that sort of energy as a page, or there's a new job. There's some sort of opportunity coming your way, which is leading to a really good place. Now, your best path to follow is the Queen of Swords. So you've got your element. When this shows up as the best path to follow, quite often it's about taking a step backwards. And don't worry about taking a step backwards, because as we take a step backwards, we allow the energy to find us. Okay? Now, one of the rules of thumb is if we have to go after something too much, it tends to not be the right energy. It's best to allow the universe to unfold for us, okay? Now, what I always say is what you run into, you also have to run out of. So you are being asked to take a little bit of a step backwards for this Queen of Swords and get the bigger picture, a bit like the Nine of Wands. So maybe some Geminis, actually everyone's been hurt before. And rather than rushing into anything, you are taking a step back here, by the way, because your environment card is a Three of Wands, which is, I mean, there is a sense of still waiting a little bit here. And right next to the Queen of Swords, sort of both energies are very, very similar about, yeah, waiting. Now, waiting time is not wasted time, because how we show up in a relationship is how other people show up for us. Okay, the trick is always to go inwards, to keep digging, to get rid of self-esteem issues, to resolve whatever needs to be resolved within us, okay? Because your hopes and fears is the Six of Cups, which is traditionally the reconciliation card. So maybe some of you are hoping to reunite with someone. The Six of Cups is a very, very sweet card. It's a lot about innocence and that returning of that really joyful, really light nature. But some of you have got fear of trusting again, because the Six of Cups is a very, very trusting card. And it's saying that there's damage been done to your trust here, Gemini, by the way, because there's no way around it with that Nine of Wands, because we don't become defensive unless we've been wounded. There's definitely an energy about taking a step back, and there's a fear of trusting and of being open and being childlike again. And a child is so trusting because they haven't had the experiences that most adults have, so they haven't closed their heart down. And there's definitely a little bit of fear about opening up. Now, your outcome here is the Sun card. Now, the Sun card is a very, very open card. It's got a very open heart, and I clarified it with the Four of Wands. You see, you've got the Four of Wands twice, which is celebration, crossing a threshold, and an awful lot of stability, because the fours represent our stability and our safety. I almost want to say, Gemini, that it's safe for you to love and it's safe for you to trust, because I cannot help getting a feeling that there's been a loss of that state of openness. Because look at the Six of Cups. It's like two children who are just expressing themselves fully because all the flowers are in bloom. But there's a fear of you doing this. Now, I don't think this reading is saying rush into anything, by the way, not with these two cards down here. It's definitely saying take a step back in order to access a bigger picture. Because when you're waiting for your ships to come in, you're waiting really for the universe to say the time is right, okay? Because that's really what's going on here. And the Queen of Swords really comes from the truth. And there's almost a feeling here, Gemini, of trust the divine pattern of your life, because there's no wasted time. There's no waiting time. There's just lessons learned and the unfolding of time. And when we can't see that, it sort of means that we've stepped outside of universal law and we've got a bit lost, okay? This is an absolutely beautiful reading, Gemini. Something's happened to your trust. And I'm actually asking the tarot what's happened to Gemini's trust. The Ace of Swords, okay? with the Ten of Wands, okay? There's been a long passageway here of a lot of psychological guilt, a lot of almost self-punishment. It's almost, now I love this combination of cards because it's about using this Ace of Swords to cut through that Ten of Wands, which is all the things that you tell yourself that's wrong with you. It's a sort of form, almost a bit of form of self-punishment and self-hatred. Those 10 wands are going down, by the way, because you've just about reached the end of the road. Clarity's returning, and so is clear-cut communication. But definitely there's some trust that's been broken here, and there's some forgiveness that needs to happen. Maybe for yourself and maybe for someone else, Gemini, I'm not sure. But I think this is one hell of a reading. I think because the sun is such a trusting energy, and the sun doesn't judge, it just opens up and it gives light to everyone, regardless of colour, creed or whatever. And that is what you're moving into. And the Ten of Cups is the rainbow after the storm. And that's not a cliche, Gemini, because rainbows do come after the storm and light comes after the Ten of Wands, okay? There's some clarity coming back here and there's some truths being told. And I think you've got one beautiful reading, Gemini. I really do. I'm fascinated to know how this is turning out because you are all my best teachers. Love your reading. Check out your monthly general if you've not already, and I'll be back next week. Loads of love. Bye.